Hi friends, welcome. It's our midweek hatha practice. My name is Michelle, if we don't know each other. I am a little bit fiery this week. I'm feeling a little spicy because I've been writing about yoga. And the things I wish that I could just excise, the things I wish I could just carve out of the yoga that we see, the yoga that is popularized everywhere. The perfectionism, the no pain, no gain diet culture stuff. I'm just done with it. I'm just done with it. I want to come home to yoga as a whole being practice, right? That's not about fitness. It's not about fitting in, but just about being. And that this physical practice is a tiny part of it. It's part of what we're doing in the world. It's part of how we are in the world, who we are. So, to balance out this fieriness that I'm feeling, to balance out any stagnation or stuckness or even airy spaciness that you might be feeling, what I want to offer in this practice is water, is some spaciousness, some fluidity in this practice. Even though there is a good deal of steadiness in the hatha practice, I want to add that fluid, easeful nature as well. So that's what I'm going to play with. Yeah, that's the intention that I'm offering. But as always, practice in your way, the intention that resonates for you. We start, as always, with resonance. So find whatever supported seat feels right, whatever shape you want to start your practice. As always, opportunity here to further amplify this resonance between us. The sound of Om together. Whatever shape you're in, whatever breath you're in, find a full breath in and let that breath go. then toward Om, a breath in. Let that resonance remain in your awareness. Let it stay and keep expanding in your breath until you find some movement. We're moving in the direction of a tabletop shape. But take your time to get there, and if there's any movement that you need when you get there or as you get there, allow yourself to have that space. And then notice the steadiness, right? What you can root down into, the center that you gather toward. Before you move anywhere else, feel from that steadiness, your inhale expand. Grow more space within your body for breath. And then keep that space open as you exhale, drawing back towards center. Again, just that. Inhale, expand the inside. Exhale, feel yourself steady, return to center. Then add the movement. Inhale toward a cow spine, expand the front line of your body, lift your tail, lift the back of your lungs. Exhale, gather towards center. Lift and round your spine. Pull towards center. And find that a few times with breath. We always start with a little bit of flow to connect breath and body and intention. And as you're moving here, do bring to mind intention, right? Whatever is bringing you to the mat, what you're here to cultivate or move through or offer up. Settle that into your breath, into your bones. And move when you're ready toward downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Tuck your toes, let your hips draw back and up. And then we'll spend a moment here, again, just seeking out that spaciousness, that room to breathe. There's a hug towards center. There's a tether to the earth. But rather than that holding you back, it supports you to breathe a little bigger, to take up more space. Press into the earth, lengthen the sides of your body. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, your hips away from your shoulders, your heels away from your hips, knowing you have that steadiness to draw from. Now keep as much of that space open as you can. As you lift through your heels, keep your hips tall, but begin to draw your knee, your right knee, toward your chest and toward your right elbow as you look forward and step toward the outside of your right hand. Add more space to this lunge by drawing forward through your crown. It's kind of a lift through the back of your skull. By drawing back through your back heel, it's kind of a lift through the back of your left thigh, left leg. Keep that spaciousness here. And feel free to come up onto your fingertips if you need to, but the left hand stays rooted. Your right arm reaches up toward the sky. Draw your left arm bone back. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then rotate through your rib cage. If you could press your right palm into something to give you that space to open up. Breathe from the top of your lungs down to the bottom. And then as if you could exhale from there, out through your back heel, through the crown of your head. Keep all this space, keep the rotation, but begin to hug your legs in and bring your back knee down. Then press through your right foot to release your left hand forward and rise, a revolved lunge. Settle in. And here there's this fluidity, this buoyancy in your pelvic bowl of like this hug in for support, but the root down, an expansiveness across your wingspan. Give yourself that hug inward towards steadiness, and from that steadiness, expand. Either stay here or reach your left arm tall. Let your shoulders stay easeful. A roll back through your right ribs as your right shin pushes forward. And then let both hands come down to the mat. Back inside your right leg. Tuck your toes to lift your back knee again and expand. Crown forward, heel back. Then bring your weight forward, lifting your back heel, walk your hands forward to step outside your left hand toward Malasana. Sinking your hips low toward the earth, maybe even with your knees, maybe down further. But either way, send your weight back to take the weight out of your hands, either a little bit or completely. Give yourself a full body breath. Again, hug in to lengthen. Stay open as you exhale. Feeling steadiness and space. Another breath in, fill up, clear out. Then push down through your feet to stand. Draw your tail down as you reach up. Reach way up. And let your right hand take your left wrist up and over to the right. Find strength in both legs, rooted down and hugged up through your thighs. Roll your left ribs back, find a breath out. Then when you inhale, stand up. Walk your feet or heel toe your feet back to hips width. Toward chair pose, settle your hips back. Press through both feet, draw your tail down. Really, it's like the back line of your body roots down while the front lifts up. So that there's this circle of energy moving through. You could even find a big circle through your arms here. Again, adding fluidity to this shape. But allow yourself to keep settling back and down, settling into this shape, whether you're moving in it or not. Breath is moving in it. Lengthen out with each exhale. So that as your breath is coming back to center, you're also expanding. Shift your weight to the right, push through your right foot. And as you inhale, stand up, left knee toward your chest. Feel the connection at the center, this hug of the front line of the body. While your thumbs lift, the back of your waist lifts along the back. And then some big circles here. So bringing your left leg out to the left and your arms wide. Even circle your left leg behind you. You could bend your right knee a little bit as your hands come down along your hips, and then gather up again, arms tall, left leg forward. Exhale, circle around. Inhale, gather up. Exhale, circle around. Keep your left leg behind you, but extend it. Reach your crown forward, your heel back. Dekasana. Feel yourself gather towards center. Your right leg draws up. Your belly draws toward your spine. Your left leg plugs in and reaches back. And that starts the expansion from center, crown forward. Lift the back of your heart. Breathe. Feel that lift through your back thigh as you breathe. And then keep everything the same. Just bend your right leg. Keep the buoyancy. Then reach your left toes to the back of the mat. Rise, crescent lunge, arms to the sky. And then swim your right arm back, your left arm forward. So we're back to this revolved lunge, but the back knee is lifted now, the back leg strong. Full body breath, hug in and up. Keep that expand out. Hug in as you lengthen. Breath in. Breath out. Keep pressing your right shin forward. Maybe you lift your left arm tall. Keep pressing your left thigh back and up. Excuse me. Full breath in. Exhale, both hands down inside your right leg. Here's where we move across the mat. Stay low this time. Turn all 10 toes to the left. Your right leg is bent. Skandasana. Feel some length here. Draw your tail back. Draw your crown forward. Lift up through center as you transition through the center to bend your left leg. Skandasana to the left. Find some length. And then turn to the back of the mat. Lift through center. Step back your left foot to meet the right. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Find the center, steadiness. Expand that steadiness into space. Keep this space as you lift your hips, lift your heels. Press into your hands to stay long in the sides of your body. Let your hips stay tall. Your left knee starts to draw in toward your chest. Then forward toward your left elbow. Look forward, step outside your hand. And pause. Expand, left hip back, crown forward. Lift through that back thigh. Root through your hands, make space between your shoulder blades. Pulling your arm bones back. And then keep that, right hand stays rooted. Peel your left arm open. But if you feel like your right hip is dipping below the left, try to keep that buoyancy, keep it even with the left. But again, begin to rotate, press into your left hand up above, into your palm, so you could roll your left ribs back, draw your arm bones back. Take up space. Explore space, drawing your belly toward your spine, lengthen your spine. Hug in through both legs to bend your back knee and touch it down to the earth. Press down through your left foot to rise, right fingers forward. And then settle. Find this pulsation, which might be really subtle and invisible from the outside. It might be big on the inside and visible from the outside, or it might be really obvious on the outside too, this feeling of hugging in and up, and then pressing down and out. Stay here or reach your right arm tall, only to feel more spacious on the right side. Left ribs keep drawing back, your left shin forward. Then spin both hands down inside your left leg. Tuck your toes to lift your back heel. Find that spaciousness again, the lift through the back of your skull. Bring your heart forward, walk your hands forward, and step outside your right hand. Bend your knees deeply, Malasana, draw your hips back. Settle in to your version of this shape. But similarly to the lunges, hug in for buoyancy, press down into the earth through both feet and lengthen your spine. Keep the length as your exhale returns to center. Push through your feet, tail down as you stand. Push through your feet to stand up, reach up. Left hand takes your right wrist up and over to the left, rolling your right ribs back. Breathe in, both legs strong. Stay with your exhale, soften into it. Inhale, rise back through center. Walk or heel toe your feet back in. Press through both feet, reach tall, and keep all that spaciousness toward chair pose. So don't feel like chair pose is a place you got to be stuck or a place you collapse into, but this place you could stand and breathe freely. Circle your arms if you wish. But either way, keep this sense. Sometimes helps to push down and pull apart through your feet. Sometimes that makes it feel like there's more space for your hips to sink. But be with breath. Shifting your weight to the left slowly. Press down to bring your right knee toward your chest. Stand up. Find the hug in. The lift along the back line of your body now. And then as you open your right knee to the right, open your arms wide. Circle your right leg back behind you. Circle your hands down. And then again, draw in and up. Exhale out and around. Once more, inhale up. Exhale around. Keep your right leg and your hands behind you. Extend right heel back, crown forward. Feel yourself gather strength towards center. Hug the muscles to the bones. From that steadiness, expand. Find lift along the back line of the body. Lift through your left hip. Left thigh too. Breathe. Keep all of that, just bend your standing leg, re-extend. Reach your toes to the back of the mat and rise, crescent lunge. Settle in your hips. Strengthen the back line of the body, all the way back through your right leg, and then open left arm back, right arm forward, breathe. Hug in and up through your crown. Down and out through your legs, through your arms. Breathe. Keep the hug. Keep pressing your left shin forward. Keep lifting through your back thigh. Maybe you're lifting your right arm to feel more space. From your right fingertips to your right toes. Breathe. Then again, both hands spin down inside your left leg. Turn all your toes to the right. This time, the option to hover your hands off the earth. So you got to press down and hug in through your legs to hover. Find the length, tail back, crown forward. Stay at the same elevation. Yeah, stay low as you shift your weight. Right leg bends. Once more to each side. Over to the left, stay low. Over to the right. Then turn toward the front of the mat. And once again, step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Full body breath. Lift through center. Lift through your heels. Strong at the center. Your left leg, again, is going to draw knee toward your chest. Then toward your elbow as you step forward. Lengthen first. Spin your back heel down toward warrior 1 feet. Yeah, so might have to walk your right foot a little closer to the left and maybe a little wider. But draw this outside seam of your left leg back. Then press down to rise, reach forward and up. Settle in. Like chair pose, this can be a shape in which we feel a little stuck. So notice where there's movement, where your breath moves. You could, again, peel your elbows wide, maybe even lean back a little bit, lift your heart space as your arms circle down. Or challenge yourself to find this fluidity without the external movement. Could just be in your breath. Or you could find these big circles if that feels good. With your next inhale, hinge forward, reach forward. Find a moment of length here. Draw back through your hips, forward through your crown. Again, try to stay at this elevation in your legs. Turn your toes right. Shift across to the right. Turn to the back of the mat, drawing your right hip back. Bring your weight forward over your right leg towards standing split. Push through your right leg to lift the left. And breathe, pouring your weight down. Again, find a lift through the right leg, all the way up through your right hip. And then transfer that to your left leg, extending. Hug some strength towards center. Extend your crown down to the earth. Last breath, a little lift through your back leg. Bend both knees, root both feet. Chair pose, rise. Just 2 breaths here this time. But really dive in, be here. Shift your weight left, draw your right knee in and up. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit back. Perhaps even deeper than that chair pose. Hug in, lengthen. One more breath here. Then once again, press through your left foot, stand, right knee toward your chest, reach tall. Big circle of your right leg, this time toward a half moon shape. Press your right heel back, draw your crown forward and pause, not reaching for the floor, just reaching out, expansive. Then bend your left leg, everything else stays. Reach your right toes back, warrior 2. Settle. Same pulsation, that same hug in and up. Root down, expand out. Breathe. Stay here or reach your left arm tall, reach up and back, exalted warrior. Both hands down inside your left leg, pause. Free your back heel away from the mat. If you just noticed a toy in your yoga space, get rid of that now. Turn all your toes to the right. Hands down or hovering off the earth, shift your weight to the right. Turn to the front of the mat. Plant your hands and step back once again. Full body breath in. Breath out. Lift through the center, lift through your heels. Look forward and bend your knees. Hug in toward a tabletop shape. Slow and steady. Draw your heart forward. Come back through center, round. That cat spine is here. Again, lengthen through center. Hug in. Feel support in your belly. Supporting all the organs, all the flesh that's there, hugging it toward your spine. So that you feel integrated in that way. But let your rib cage sink down toward the earth. Hollow out the space between your shoulders. Press down through your legs, find a little hug in to support this ease at the front body. Walk your hands forward, moving toward Anahata Asana. Bend your elbows. Hug in though. Yeah. Maybe your elbows come down. Keep your hips right above your knees. Maybe your forehead comes down. Maybe you're walking your hands further forward to bring your heart and your chin to the earth. Whatever shape you find yourself in, notice where there's space to breathe, where there could be spaciousness, and bring your awareness there. Take 2 more breaths. Then gather up again the strength at the center to support you as you walk your hands back in under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips back and up. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Breathe again. Breathe some more. Breathe always. Hug toward center and find a lift there that lifts your hips, lifts your heels. Draw your right knee in and toward your right elbow to step outside your right hand. Find space first. This right side seam, the outside seam of your right leg draws back, draws your hip back, but your crown reaches forward, your back thigh presses up. Keep that, spin your back heel down. We move toward warrior 1, slow. Hug in and down into the earth to free your arms forward and up. Settle in here. Press through both feet, expand through both legs. Hug in through both legs and up through the back of your heart. Maybe, again, you experiment with these big fluid arms, expanding, lifting your heart as your fingers drop down and then forward. Or you could sense that fluidity of breath without the big movement of your arms. Yeah, either way. Next breath, hinge forward, pulling your right hip back. Reaching long through your left side, lifting center to support you. Slow and steady, turn your toes to the left. Stay buoyant, shift your weight left. Turn to the back of the mat. Pour your weight over your left leg, standing split. Push through your left to lift the right. Your head hangs heavy, not just hangs even, but extends forward and down. Breathe fully through your left leg, through your right leg. Pull your left hip back so there's space to breathe on the left side of your torso as much as the right. Bend both knees. Slowly root both feet to the earth. Push your feet down and pull them apart as you rise. Utkatasana. Chair pose. Settle. Soften your shoulders. Open up the back of your lungs. 2 breaths. So satisfying to find a whole breath in chair pose. I hope that you found one too. Press through your right foot, left knee toward your chest, rise up. Find that engagement and then keep it as you open your left leg to the side. Make a big circle with arms and leg. Once again, big circle. And this last time, we move through half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Lift through the left side, extend your left heel back, your crown forward. Open up across your wingspan. Draw shoulders away from ears, press through both feet. Take up space. Keep all of that, just bend your right leg. Then reach your toes back, warrior 2. Breathe. Feel where you could breathe, down through your left leg, up through your left side, out through all 10 fingers. Breathe where you can. Stay here or reach up through your right arm, up and back through the heart space. And then both hands inside your right leg. Again, keep your hands low or hover them off the earth, but turn all 10 toes left. Shift your weight left. Bring it around to the front of the mat and step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Kind of a home base, right? This place that has steadiness and space. Hug in and up. Bend your knees as you hug in to find a tabletop shape. Extend along the back line for full body breath. And then walk your hands in toward your knees. Stand on your shins. Camel pose is really an expression of this sense of hugging towards stability and extending from there. So hug in through your legs and down through your legs. Hug, knit your abdominals together and then extend them up and down. Right? Take up space, lift the heart space. Reach your arms tall, lift through the back of your waist, lift your thumbs. Reset just in case, hug through your legs and up through center. And then lean back, let your arms go wide. Still supporting all the weight of your arms with the center as you circle around. Then bring your hands to your sacrum or your heels or your thighs in between. Reset the hug in and up. Don't lose that. Hug through your arm bones to your elbows. Lift your sternum up. Draw your chin along your chest to draw back. Be where you can find 3 breaths, the longest, fullest breath you can in that space. Then gather yourself back up. Sit your hips to your heels. Again, fill the back of your body, the back of your lungs, open up. Stay with that space as you exhale. When you're ready, when you're steady, come back to this tabletop shape. Any movement you need, always welcome here. So we're in this place of steadiness and length. Keep that, and just like the downward facing dog, keep the buoyancy in your hips as hug in and up. As you draw your right knee up toward your chest, any amount, and then toward your right elbow, toward your right wrist. Kickstand your right foot over to the left. Tuck your left toes behind you and begin to press your left heel back any amount. Yeah, so this might be as far as you go toward our half pigeon pose, or you keep walking back. Maybe you're just walking your hands back. Maybe you slide your leg all the way back to untuck your toes. Always welcome to lean to the right and find that sort of pinwheel shape, your left leg bent behind you. But in any case, hug in and up. Press down through your right shin. Find lightness at the center to lift your heart and to draw your left hip forward and down. Lengthen along your spine, along the back of your skull. Then pour forward. Unless you want to stay up, work with a back bend of some kind, feel free. But if you're coming forward, or when you come forward, go there with intention. Lengthen your way forward so that it's not a collapse. But still this sense of unfurling, of laying yourself forward and out, yielding weight to the earth. Be supported and be an offering at the same time. Most importantly, be a channel for breath to move. Most of the time, that's the only alignment cue you really need, right? Is to make space for breath. Find 3 or 4 of the deepest breaths, fullest breaths you can, by holding yourself in a way that makes space. Use your next inhale to walk your hands back in and up. Lift your heart back up. Tuck your toes behind you to lift through center and come back to downward facing dog. Just one last time here. Equalize the weight, the work, the extension in both sides. Feel again as if you could fill your whole body with breath. And keep that space open as you exhale. Lift at the center. Hug in to bend your knees to the earth. Find length and space. The hug through your arm bones, the lift to the center so that you could draw your left knee toward your chest and then toward your left wrist. Kickstand your left foot over to the right a bit. Keep the hug through your arms. That'll help keep your lungs buoyant here. Tuck your toes behind you, lift your back knee, and then find that space. Press your heel back, whatever amount. This might be where you're staying, yeah? You might draw back further. Again, always welcome to find an alternate version of this shape that serves you. But where you are, find evenness in your hips to the best that you can. Hug in and long through your spine. Press down through your left shin to find that space. And again, if you're playing with any sort of back bending, heart opening, do that. But when you come forward, do that, like really do it. Keep drawing in and up through the center, pouring yourself forward, lengthening yourself out on the earth, toward the earth. Be supported in this spaciousness. Supported in this quest to take up space. A lot of times we might feel that we should make ourselves smaller, take up less space. Instead, know that you're supported in extending, expanding, taking up space, inhabiting space. Feel that support and spaciousness here. 3 or 4 breaths. When you're ready, use an inhale to walk your hands back in. Re-establish the hug, the support, the length. And then this time, shift your weight left. If it's not, swing your right leg around. Both legs in front of you, but you can keep your legs bent as you roll down onto the earth. Take a moment here, rooted to the earth. Let your spine sort of rest toward the earth. There's a natural curve, right? So it may not all touch the floor, but just let it rest in that direction. And as always, if you're ready for Shavasana anytime, take that. Yeah, find stillness that you need. Otherwise, I want to find one more, just opening across the pelvis, across the hips. So I want to give you the option to stay real close to the earth. Yeah, bring your knees wide and your feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Or draw your knees toward your shoulders. Any variation of a happy baby shape. Yeah, you could stay right here. You could bring your heels up toward the ceiling and hold on to your thighs or your shins or your feet. But allow yourself to breathe into the bowl of your pelvis. Fill up. Stay open as you exhale through that space. Now, can you fill that space and your lungs, your chest cavity? Stay open as you exhale. Keep that sense of spaciousness as we move towards stillness. Whether that looks like Shavasana or a seat. Your way of tuning towards stillness. We'll come back together in a moment, but for now, allow yourself to just be here, supported, connected, spacious, and free. I invite you to remain in this supported stillness as long as you can, as long as you like. Know that this breath continues to move through you, continues to connect you to everything else. And that this resonance is always between us, within us. The sound of Om is a through line from the beginning of everything to the end. From the roots of this practice in India, in Africa, through our ancestors who carried it forward, through us, and on to where we go next. Let the sound move through and or join in. Find it 3 times. First, a full breath in and let it go toward Om 3 times. From this resonance, this place where we're connected, from this place of steadiness, I bow to you. With love, with gratitude as always. Appreciate you for being here and a part of this community. Be well, be good to each other. See you soon.